Hi. So, we're getting a free Venom soon. A 7-star Venom with a 6-star Venom battlecast. Um, so I just wanted to take the opportunity to show off my own rank 5 Venom, which I recently took up from the sales. So, if you want to invest in Venom, I don't believe his awakening is necessary. Unduped, he was working perfectly fine. It was actually my first ever 7-star, so he holds a special place in my heart. Stat focus wise, I mean, you want to crit a lot, so attack rating's pretty easy. Defender, it doesn't matter, he's not a defender. I put crit rating because I think it's funny if they get clipped and there's a higher chance that they just get bled, but it doesn't matter. Obviously, relic wise, you want to be using a Venom relic, and I took mine all the way up to rank 5 Sig 200. So this relic is extremely impactful. I get up to like 100%, or like, yeah, it's about like 196% extra bleed potency just from unique buffs, on top of another 32% from the relic itself. For runes, I recommend this crit rating one just because it it really helps you with those matchups where there's a tiny bit of crit resist, and 8% critical rating is insanely high. Bleed's fine. It's just like it. I'd rather guarantee I get more bleeding. Bleed potency is good. I go with buff potency. This mutant buff duration thing is nice because you'll be getting your, you know, mutation buffs more often, but I don't run it just because it's not necessary, especially if you're in a nullify matchup where you can eat buffs. And also, like, against Mystics, your Clintar buff is gonna expire more often, which is not really what you want. But yeah, buff potency is always nice to have. So that's enough of my rambling. Onto the fights. Okay, getting into it. I'll be honest, I don't really have much to say. Venom is like one of the most simple champs to use. You just hit them and you bleed them. So I'll give tiny comments here and there, such as, hey, with Jessica Jones, you don't need to throw a special so she doesn't weakness you. I do it at the end because why not? But yeah, full disclaimer, the differences between here in the test server and in Battlegrounds is that these defenders do not have stat focuses or stat casts, so people who run like a Terrax relic or other relics that reduce crit resistance, you're going to be less likely to crit. In addition, the test server puts you at 0 relic power. However, in Battlegrounds, you start with half of your relic, which is quite impactful because that 32% bleed potency is like ridiculous. But yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna be like waffling. Most of these fights are literally just hit them. If they bleed, they die. For this fight though, there is a little celestial secret, if you will, with Venom, and it's that his special 2 has an animation that's long enough to allow the defender to stand up and attack during your special animation, so they cannot throw a special 3. Now, that sounds weird. It sounds like kind of here it's gonna look very lucky. Like, I throw my special 2, oh no, Hayuba isn't dead, but he doesn't throw the special 3. It looks lucky. You can try it a bunch of times. It's not that lucky. Like, of course, if they hold block, it's, you know, you're cooked, but they can't throw the special 3 in that short duration, so they have a chance of running at you. Here is a Penny Parker. I get ridiculous buffs, so I get a ridiculous time. I will say that for a lot of these fights, I did not like restart for good buffs that often, or like good RNG. Of course, Venom is a RNG champ. He gets random buffs, and if you get the attacker increase ones, you're gonna do better. He relies on critting. If you don't crit, he's gonna do poorly. So, here's a funny one. Like, I keep trying to get a buff other than armor up, and I'm unsuccessful, so I just have 2 armor ups, but it's really not a big deal. Like, I will say with my max Sig relic, the luck involved with Venom is, I would say, noticeably less. Like, I'm sorry if you can hear my family. The World Cup game is going on right now. If that didn't come through, whatever. Anyways, the Maxic relic, you saw how much crit rate that gave. It's just like, it helps as long as you just get that first bleed, and then you're fine. Like, yeah, here I don't have any precisions, but I'm getting so many bleeds. Honestly, this fight is not like the greatest. Here I whiff just because I'm bad. But since you do so much damage, Ruby Thursday gets her auto block so fast. But thankfully, if you trigger it during a special, it did an auto block, and yeah, she's dead in 24 seconds. So recurring theme, just if they bleed, they will die fast. Here, I don't have the armor up. I reroll, I get an armor up, get enough. And then from here, Havoc cannot do anything to you because his plasma detonations do not burst while you have a armor up buff. So just go off. These times, quite frankly, you'll see like a handful of like sub 31s that I showed earlier. Those are like, you know, lucky times, but quite frankly, the scores I'll show in this video are like low-key slower than it would be in Battlegrounds, just because I don't get that relic sooner for the bleed potency. And while I do have that extra like attack rating and health from the symbiote synergy that Venom has, it's only like 4% attack, and that's not like insane, and it's a smaller increase to his attack than what the bleed potency would do. By the way, that's a rank 5 A1 sassy down in 30 seconds by a cosmic. Very cool. You'll notice that I did not bother ordering the fights in this video just because I didn't really care to. This is just a mini showcase. Like, if you have ever used Venom, you should know what he can do. This is just kind of like, hey, for fun, this is what a rank 5 Venom does. With moderate luck, like 18 seconds, rank 5 A1 arcade, so slight punch up. Here's a Spider-Woman. I figured you wouldn't really fight many, you know, Spider-Man and Spider-Gwens and Battlegrounds, but hey, this is a Spider-Person, and shows off the utility of preventing evade. I guess I should have shown it earlier, but Venom has like power burn immunity against techs, like Penny Parker. However, she didn't get a chance to auto block me, so didn't matter. Anyways, that's Spider-Woman down 24. Here we got Thanos. Thanos is a pretty textbook matchup. I would say that most people in Celestial, if they've ranked the Venom, they've kind of like chosen to rank him for Thanos and maybe like Nick Fury. Here I'd rerolled a precision away, just didn't really matter. But here, oh, I also get to show off what I was talking about with like the cook timer and the relic. So in these cases where you can nullify, whenever you nullify, it shows Omnom, and whenever you Omnom, you get one of your buffs. So I have all the buffs I can get, and yeah, technically I'm fully ramped here. And so Thanos goes down in 44, which is a decent enough score. I mean, on the slower side for Venom, but it's not bad. Here with Kindred, you just have a long light reach, and Kindred can bleed, so you can kill Kindred. Yeah, so you're able to pause the outbreak timer fine. Kindred does have to be a little cooperative, but since you're doing enough damage, he's throwing enough, or he's being aggressive enough. In addition, you'll know that Kindred has a little bit of crit resistance, but you know, precisions and the relic helped me crit there. Here's the Yelena. This is one of those matchups where it would be a lot faster in Battlegrounds. Like, this is actually just the perfect buff RNG. You cannot get anything better than this. It's like, you know, Fury, Precision, Cruelty, just round out your buffs, and the unique buffs allow you to get that bleed vulnerability stacks. Anyways, yeah, if this was in Battlegrounds, I would have been able to throw my relic sooner, and these bleeds would be ticking way more. But it's fine. Just doing that heavy to get her to throw that special 2. She's in elimination, and this special 2 will nuke. Pretty simple. Yeah, 42 seconds. This is on the slower side. In regular Battlegrounds, you would be doing it quicker. Here's a Maestro. This matchup is fairly luck. I get ridiculous buff RNG here, by the way, just so like cover your eyes. But here you can use your special 1 to nullify the glancing, and without the glancing, Maestro is a big old potato. There, I get it perfectly just in time, and his charges are paused, and he's dead. Yeah, three cruelties, 3 furies, and bleeds to give me the crit rating. Like, it's ridiculous. Here we have a Madeline Pryor, fun fact, which I didn't know until I, looked it up recently. Her shield only gives her bleed and rupture immunity as an attacker. So as a defender, she is vulnerable to bleed and rupture damage. So Venom fries. Here, I've pushed her to a special 3, but it's fine because I'm going to show off the tech again, where she dashes in rather than special 3s, and it's just important that you don't touch any buttons. Yeah. Here, Bullseye. This is one that I did have to try over and over again because, well, I mean, it's a fun showcase. I'm not really trying to argue or I'm being like the best champ or anything. Here, you just get good bleed RNG. You can use the special 1 to evade that counter evade, and here it's just a quick little sidestep into some attacks. Last percentage, you get that, I think, true strike, so you can counter evade, and yeah, that's a Bullseye down in 26 seconds. And you just need like okay RNG, I would say. Onto an Enchantress, you remove the spells and then you don't bait any specials. So yeah, I get lucky with the little light tap there, and from here, all I gotta do is pray that Enchantress doesn't special 1 into block, which I agree is like a really common thing for her to do, but she does not, and this special 2 just fries. Yeah, not much variation here. Coming up, I have a Sinister fight. So this one, I'll be honest, I just got lucky here. I just wanted to make the point that with my Venom Relic, my bleeds are doing damage to Mr. Sinister, as you'll see. And that is because even though these defenders have minus 100% bleed potency, so they typically don't take damage from bleeds, you make your bleeds like have a higher potency than that, so they do a little bit of damage. Now, would I draft Venom for Mr. Sinister? No. It's a bad matchup. You're critting. He's regenning so much, but I don't know. It's just, this was a fun thing. I'll be honest, throwing the special 2 there was not really smart because now that I have less unique buffs, my bleeds aren't doing as much damage there. You should have special 3'd me, but you didn't. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the free Venom.